So looking at the two men here, the older, slightly Taylor, the American. He's slightly if he wants to stand and bang, that's great with me, but make no mistake, I'm equally comfortable now if it goes to ground.
That's one of the things he said. He's worked on his stance and his movement to be able to pay attention to the grappling and the other things that make that transition from the squirreled circle into MMA, into the ring. The cage is totally different, and I think that Barry wants to show that off here tonight.
Well, one of the things he's already showing is superb movement. I mean, that lateral movement and the way he skips in and out and away, and then throwing on the turn as well.
High point kick there off that lead leg. Got to watch out for that from Barry. It's a very direct style of kicking. And there's the takedown. Anthony Taylor promised that he'd make some rookie mistakes. Single kicks could be one of them.
Now, that was going to be my question, Chris. How long Anthony Taylor would stand up and trade with Dean Barry before he looked to take his man down? He's tried once, but it hasn't worked for him. And you mentioned something as well about possibly the cardio against a man who's been in such an intense camp.
And I cannot believe the movement as well. So light on his feet. And he's not going to be a stationary target for several reasons. Number one, it helps him set up his strikes with more unpredictability. And of course, it disallows the sort of takedown pressure of Taylor. If Taylor can't find him, he can't take him down.
Such confidence, Chris, such movement. And as I said, it's a joy to watch at the moment. And Taylor having all sorts of problems closing that gap and getting to a position where he can take his man down.
Taylor promised to show off his boxing. He said, I've really worked on my striking in this camp. But right now, I don't think that's the smart option.
But as we've always said, you've got to try and set up your takedowns. And at the moment, Barry is just not allowing that. Look at that movement again, Chris. Skips out of the way, the lateral movement, and they're still on their feet.
And a nod from Barry as if to say, all right, you tried a couple times. He doesn't take his eyes at all from the position where you can see, like, he doesn't telegraph anything. You don't see him looking to where he's going to throw. Very smart, very high-level striking so far from Barry.
And again, nice sprawling, nice movement as Taylor comes in. And he said, as you said, he'd been working with George St. Pierre on all those transitions, all that movement. Not just about working on the ground, but how to stop getting there. And it's really showing here.
Solid jab. I think that's going to be smart for Barry. He's got a reach advantage. And he can set up those kicks and not then be as worried about being taken down. Because it's pretty clear that Pretty Boy doesn't want to be on the outside. 2 steps out at kicking distance is a mistake. Spinning back kick.
Well, you heard the crowd response to that, Chris. There was a side kick, then a spinning side kick, and if that lands cleanly going forward, he's in real problems, and especially with a full house here tonight at the 3 Arena for Barry. But Taylor, he's going for it. You've got to give it to him, Chris.
Yeah, he's going to work for that head inside single, convert to the double leg. This is smooth from Barry, though. He's not really been flustered in these positions. He's not rushed anything. If Taylor can get a hold of that leg and trip him and turn him away from the fence, that would be smart. The chain wrestling from Taylor is going to be an important factor here. It's not the first attempt at the takedown, but it's everything he does after he enters.
And Barry again showing, he said before he came in, look, if it goes to ground, don't worry, but he's going to find it hard. And I think that extra training and this camp has really paid off because he's making it so difficult for Taylor. And the crowd here at the 3 Arena really getting behind him now, Chris.
Nice underhook. He turned away from the fence there. Working off the wire. Barry looking solid here. Barry said he was going to go out there and finish him early, and maybe it's going to be a bit of a victory for Taylor to get out of the first.
Well, he's still there, and I think it's Dean Barry, the nose is bleeding from that last clinch up against the cage and the takedown attempt. And there's that side kick. I said coming forward, if he lands that cleanly coming forward, that's a stopper.
Smart. Couple short punches. He knows Taylor's going to duck and try to come in, and he just pushes him away rather than engage in the clinch because that's a more risky proposition. The movement right now for Dean the Sniper Barry, in my opinion, has been the biggest difference. Not only in the way he sets up his strikes, but the way he avoids the takedowns.
And that's the thing for Anthony Taylor. As you said, he might see it as a moral victory after being told he's going to be stopped in the opening round. But just how does he get his man to the ground? When you see the balance, you see the movement. And then even when we're in the clinch, again, look at the sprawl and the movement.
Oh, he pushes him away. Daniel Movidi gonna have a word here about kicking a downed opponent. Barry was anticipating the fact that Taylor was gonna stand up really quick and try to catch him, but I think he actually pulled that kick. That was a something he realized was going to be a foul, but he pulled it back. But never mind that, the highlights.
And it's the movement. I mean, as you said, nothing shown in advance. It just comes through so cleanly and quickly and makes it difficult for Taylo. And that's the problem, Chris. He's not going to live with Barry upright, but how does he get him to the floor? He's tried 3 times, and Barry's movement, his strength, his positioning, he's negated it each and every time.
Well, the fans are out tonight to see Dean the Sniper Barry here in Dublin. Tons of pop from the crowd here at the 3 Arena. Great to be with you folks. Tuned in live to Bama 35. On the road to the main card, live and exclusive here in the Republic of Ireland for the first time on Air Sport. Catch us in the UK on Fight for free, and of course internationally, check your local listings.
So round 2 of 3, and for me, Pretty Boy's got to find a way to get inside and take Dean Barry to ground. He's had an awful time of it in the opening round, and I don't think he'll want to stay 5 minutes. Again, looking to come in. It's dangerous now because Barry is looking to take him out on the way in. There you go, the uppercut as well as he comes in, Chris.
And with this, if he kicks, if he thinks he can dance with me, I'm gonna take him down and display his inexperience. Let's take a look at the finish that happened so quick. Head outside single, runs the pipe. Barry doing everything he could to try to turn in, but then went the other way, turtled up. And then here we see Taylo dive on his back, both hooks in and go straight to the choke. He didn't even really worry about controlling the position. Underneath the chin with that arm, going for the figure 4, getting the squeeze. That was smart. Taylo very opportunistic, Malcolm.
Chris, he had to be, because the way round 1 went for him, you knew he had to take his opportunity, and full credit to him, as you said, once he got that spin to get him to his back, it was all over, and he knows exactly what he's done here. He knows what he was up against, and do you know what? Pay the man credit. When the opportunity came, he took it ruthlessly.
Buddy Johnson has the decision.
Our referee called a stoppage in this bout at 39 seconds into round number 2. Declaring your winner by submission with a rear naked choke in the blue corner, Anthony Pretty Boy.